Hey guys, and welcome back to another one of my crochet videos. In today's video I would like to show you how to make a Pokeball. This is completely beginner friendly. It only uses 3 basic stitches and I really like the size that this one turned out. It really fits in your hand well. I also want to show you how to do this really neat seam here using the front and back loops only, so we'll get to that when we get there. So let's move on to materials. You will need a ball of red yarn for the main top part. I'll put that in there for now, ready for in a bit. A nice ball of white, tiny bit of black, and then of course you're going to need some scissors, a yarn needle, tapestry needle, embroidery needle, darning needle, whatever you want to call it, but a needle. I personally am going to use a stitch marker because I love them, they're a godsend, and of course stuffing. I'm going to need quite a bit of that. So let's move on to the pattern. So I will be using a 4mm hook for this, which is a G. I always use this, it is my personal favourite hook. And also using my yarn bowl, I'm going to start this Pokeball off with a magic ring containing 8 singles. Now for round 1 we're going to increase all the way around, so that will give us a total of 16 stitches. There we go, I'm just going to add my stitch marker now, so hopefully I won't lose where I am. So for round 2, what we're going to do is single crochet increase all the way around, and that will leave us with 24 stitches. So now, round 3, we're going to single crochet 2 and then increase all the way around, and that'll leave us with 32 stitches. There we go, so that was round 3. So now for round 4, what we're going to do is single crochet 3 times and then increase, and that will leave us with 40 stitches in this round. There we go, so that was round 4. So now round 5 is a single crochet 4 times and then increase all the way around, and that will leave us with 48 stitches in round 5. There we go, so now round 6 to 9, so that's round 6, round 7, round 8 and round 9, we're just going to single crochet all the way around with a total of 48 stitches in each round. There we go, so that's round 9 done with 48 stitches in it. So I'm just going to take this time to insert my hook through the magic ring on the inside of the work, grab that tail, pull it through, pull it as tight as I can, and then just pop a simple knot there so it won't come undone. So now, to get this nice flush band, I'm going to take up my black yarn and pop it in the bowl ready. It will fit. Now I'm going to do a colour change. However, this colour change is going to be worked into the front loop only. So that is the loop closest to me. So I'll insert my hook into that front loop only, and then grab the black, pinch it, pull it through, create a slip stitch, and now that will count as my first stitch of this round. So for round 10 we're going to work in the front loop only, which is the loop closest to me, and we're going to single crochet all the way around. And just a little tip as well, if you're starting to get stuck, you can always insert your hook with the point facing upwards to grab hold of that stitch, and in one fluid motion just roll it through. So if your stitches are a little bit too tight, that is a trick to get it through. I'm just coming to my last stitch now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove the stitch marker just so I can work into that front loop, put the last single crochet in there and back on we go. There we go. So I'm just going to take a minute to take my scissors and snip this red yarn because it's getting in my way. There we go, and let's continue. So for round 11, that's a nice easy one. We're just going to single crochet all the way around in black yarn. So for round 12, we're going to switch from black to white. I'll remove this from my bowl. It can sit there out the way. Get my white ready. Now for this round, again, to get that nice flush seam, I'm going to work in the back loop only. So that's the one furthest away from me. So just like when we changed from red to black, I'm going to insert my hook but in the back loop only of the stitch. Grab my white yarn, pinch it, pull it through as a nice slip stitch, and I'm just going to pull that black a little bit tighter so the stitch is nice and tight on my hook. And to get comfy with my yarn, and we're just going to work all the way around this using white in the back loop only, and you'll have 48 stitches. So just like before, I'm just removing my stitch marker just so I can put that last stitch in easy and then reinsert it. There we go. Now for round 13 to 16, so that's 13, 14, 15 and 16, we're just going to single crochet all the way around with 48 stitches in each round. There we go. That's round 16 done. So now I'm just going to tuck these tails in. So I'm going to insert my hook and I'm going to identify just underneath the red strand and poke my hook through there because it's quite a large hole. Pull that through the works, and same for the black. Just poke my hook through, grab hold of it and pull it through the works, pop it inside out, quickly tie a nice little knot there just so it won't come undone, and then do the same for the black and the white on the bottom. Poke my hook through the larger holes, grab it, and then sorted. Just like so. Now don't worry too much about this join here, which is quite obvious because it will be hidden with the button. So don't worry too much if that's neat or not, we'll hide it. So carrying on with round 17, what we're going to do is single crochet 4 times and then decrease. Now that's a standard decrease, not invisible. So again, single crochet 4, decrease 1, all the way around, and that will leave us with 40 stitches in this round. Round 18 is single crochet 3 and then decrease. It's really starting to come together now. So for round 19 we're going to single crochet 2 and then decrease, and that'll leave us with 24 stitches in this round. So for round 20 we're going to single and then decrease all the way around, which leaves us with 16 stitches in this round. And finally for the last round, round 21, we're just going to decrease all the way around, which will leave us with 8 stitches. And there we go. So that's the main ball done. So I'll just grab my scissors and snip off this white yarn. Give myself a bit of a tail because we're sewing that closed after stuffing it. So pull that tight. So next let's move on to this button here, and then we'll get to stuffing that and everything. So we'll start with the white yarn, and what we're going to do is magic ring 8, and then round 1 is increase all the way around, which will leave us with 16 stitches. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my black yarn and just snip this off very quickly. I don't need the white anymore. Let's give that a trim. Now with the black yarn, we're going to colour change, and for round 2 we're going to single crochet increase all the way around, which will leave us with 24 stitches. However, the first stitch, which is the slip stitch to join the colours, will count as my first stitch. So that will be the first single crochet. So then I'll have to move straight onto the increase. So there's my colour change, and that's my first stitch. And then I'll go straight onto the increase. And then continue to work single crochet increase all the way around until I come back here, and I should have 24 stitches in the round. And now to finish it off, I'm just going to slip stitch to join, and that'll just make it a little bit more flush when I'm going to sew it on. So I'll grab my scissors and leave myself with quite a long tail, so I'll use this to sew the button onto the Pokeball. There we go, I'll just finish that off nicely. Now I don't need to pull any tails through because I always find that this side is a bit neater. I did try on one of my other Pokeballs to see which way looked better, and this way does look the best. So I'll just pull my magic ring tight where it is, put a knot in it, like so, and then just put a simple basic knot in with these threads, just so they don't come undone. There we go. And now I'll just take these 3 little strands, I'm just going to trim them down a little bit more. And then these little scraps will end up in one of my worry pets, I'm sure. So now we've got the button done, let's move on to stuffing the Pokeball. Now the trick to stuffing amigurumis, which is a crochet teddy of any kind, is to do a little bit at a time. Don't cram it all in at once, otherwise you end up with lumps and bumps in places you didn't even know that existed. So I find the easiest way is just fluff it out a bit. Taking this ending tail, I always wrap it round a couple of my fingers just so it holds this hole open, and then just a little bit of stuffing at a time. and we'll poke it all in until we're happy with the shape and with how firm the Pokeball is. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with the firmness of this Pokeball. It's squeezy, but it doesn't flatten. I've just noticed I've used a slightly darker shade of red for this one. Hey ho, doesn't matter, red is red. I'll just put the last few bits in here, just because. There we go. So now I've evened all the stuffing out and I'm quite happy with how this ball feels, how firm it is. We're going to sew this hole closed. So we're going to take up our yarn needle, thread it up and close it off with a nice ultimate finish. I'll snip that off in a minute. So next I'm going to take the button and we're just going to hide that. It'll sit on like so. So I'm just going to grab my trusty tomato and strawberry with all my pins and I'm just going to figure out whereabouts I want to place it. I'm quite happy with how it is here. Just got some pins in there. There we go, 4 is plenty. And yeah, I'm really happy with that placement. So again, I'm just going to take up my yarn needle. I'm just going to very quickly, very neatly sew it on. And sewing it on as neatly as possible is key. So it's best to try and stay under the stitches if possible. There we go. Just finishing that off, poke it through, bring it out in the black and pull it nice and tight. Pop my pins back. There we go. And now we'll just snip these tails off, nice and tight, as close to the Pokeball as you can get. And there you have it, your nice brand new Pokeball. Yeah, it's works up really quickly. It's a nice easy one to do. They're great for kids, you know, they're great just to sit on your shelf. I've got about 20 sat on my shelf at the moment, and let's see if it works. No. Oh well. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like and a subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And I really hope that you enjoyed making this. It's one of my favourite things to make of these. They're just so therapeutic. Anyway, thanks again, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.